Hello and welcome to today's video. We're going over patch 15.3 and how it will affect LOL esports in the 5 regions that represent League of Legends esports. On the screen here we have several teams, maybe a dozen or so, that are most impacted by the patch, and then some uniqueness as well. This patch, unlike the first two, does take into account many different champions that are buffed and nerfed. I don't look into the nitty gritty. I don't get into the stats of it all. I just look at it and say, hey, Riot has said they have nerfed or buffed this champion, and we're going to see how that affects players' champion pools. When it comes to buffed champions, if a player has played it 10, I actually screwed this up. This is backwards. The 2025 bit and all that is backwards. So in red, if a player has played 10% of their games this season on a champion, that means, red, therefore bad, nerf, right? So if a champion's been nerfed and a player uses it right now on 15.1 and 15.2, it's out of their champion pool. They're not going to, it's not necessarily out of their champion pool, but it's no longer as strong. So therefore, it harms that team and that player. If it's buffed, if it's blue, it represents that a player has played a champion 5%, so 1 out of every 20 games, over a 2-season sample size, 2023, 2024, and the beginning of 2025. Now, many players do play some of these champions. We look at a champion like Jax. Everybody plays Jax. A lot of people play Misfortune. A lot of people play Rakan and Thresh and Rel. But some don't, or some players, are unique in a way. So we start off with the teams that are happy, right? Dignitas, +2. They benefit from a Jax buff. Surti has played Jax already this season and it's buffed. Rakan for Isles is a pick that he enjoys. So they come away ahead, and none of their champion pools have really been affected by the nerfs on this patch. D plus Kia, we see Jax being, well, hell, Jax is a buff for all these teams, so you see it on the board. But what do we have here? Jace is nerfed. Siwoo played a bit of Jace. Rakan is buffed, something Barrel likes to play. DNF Freaks, Misfortune, Berserker likes playing Misfortune. Life likes playing Rel, but he's also a Rakan enjoyer. Fluxo, just have Jax on here. G2, Hansama plays quite a bit of Misfortune, similar to Berserker. But where we have some DNF probably should have been 0. Something's wrong with DNF here, why I have it the way I do. But G2 are +1. Why? Because Lebrav doesn't only play Rakan, but he plays a lot of Thresh. And not everybody can claim they play 1 out of every 20 games of Thresh. And hell, you may say, yeah, but everybody plays Thresh. The point is not that everybody plays Thresh. It's the point I'm trying to make of these players are more likely to play Thresh when it's buffed because they have shown that they've wanted to play it the last few metas, the last couple years, and those other players you're mentioning have not. So who's more likely to try and play it? The player that's played it more recently or the player that played it 3 years ago, right? I'm going to go with the player that was willing to try it more recently. HLE. We see a Jace nerf affecting Zeus, but Rakan buff, Nongshim, Rakan and Rel, Team Liquid, Galio, a big Galio enjoyer team. I think Bwipo played Galio quite a bit. That's been nerfed. Rakan's been buffed for core. Vitality, like to use Jace, but Hilly plays Thresh and Rakan. Vivo Keyed Stars, Trimby likes playing Rakan and Thresh, but Jace has been nerfed, and that is a champion that we've seen Kisei play this season. Teams that are not so happy, 100 Thieves. They've played Jax, they've played Rakan, but Rivers played Viego. Viego's nerfed on 15.3. Galio is nerfed on 15.3, as well as Jace. So both champions picked by Quid. Misfortune nerfed, an FBI pick. Rel nerfed, an Isla pick. BLG, Galio top. Bin has played Galio top, and it's been nerfed. Jace also nerfed. Viego nerfed for Way. Misfortune for Elk. Rakan and Rel. Rogue, this is a unique one. So Rogue, Jace, nerfed, an Adam pick. Cassiopeia nerfed. And Larson is him and Quad are the only two to play Cassiopeia. At least at the time I did. Like I accumulated these stats 2 days ago. Keep that in mind. The games that have taken place the last 2 days aren't included. But Kias has been picked by Larson, and he's one of the couple people to do it. And he picked it enough that it actually was more than 10% because he only played 9 games. Galio also nerfed for Larson. Rakan and Rel, we see that wash out. Koi, Jace times 2. Both solo laners played Jace so far, so that's JoJo and Mirwin. Skarner also nerfed. Elyoya picked that. Rakan and Rel. What do we have after that? SoftBank Hawks Gaming, Skarner and Viego both nerfed, both picked by Courage already this year. Misfortune nerf for Khan and Rel. Anyone's Legend, Galio times 2, so both Flandre and and Shanks have played Galio, and it's been nerfed. Jace nerfed, Misfortune. And Chief Esports Club, like things couldn't get any worse for this team. We see a Jax buff, but a Galio double nerf. Jace nerfed, Viego nerfed, Misfortune Rel, Rakan buffed, and then some uniqueness on the right hand side here above me. No Jax. These players did not actually play enough Jax to warrant being buffed. Evie, Hoya, Adam, Harry, Flandre, 369. All played some Jax, but not enough Jax. And then Thanatos, Mirwin, and Bwippo played no Jax in this time period. So the Jax buff does not help them. They do not like playing Jax. They just simply don't play Jax. Nasus has been buffed. Well, the players that have played it, Flandre, Jiang plays for Ultra Prime. Ray Farkey plays for DFM. Breathe for Weibo, Keen for Gen G, Showmaker for D+, and Faker of T1. They all played a bit of Nasus last year. We saw it being buffed, and some people tried it, some people didn't. And then we also see it be buffed on this patch. Quinn has been buffed, something that we've seen both Doran and Keen play the last couple of years. Kane is buffed. Canyon is the only one to play it multiple times. I know others have, but Kane has only been played twice by one player, and that's Canyon. Swain buffed. Showmaker played it last year a bit. I think he played it like a couple times. But Hong Q played Swain this season. So if there's anybody willing to play Swain when it's buffed, it's going to be Hong Q. Actually, he played it enough to warrant being buffed on CFO's aggregate of the determining who was going to be on this video. It came through as a buff. He played it 8% of his games so far in his career. Samira has been buffed. Yeon of Team Liquid, Viper of HLE, and Guma of T1 all have played Samira multiple times. A few others played it once, but those are the only ones that played it more than once. Outside of Abel, this is where Abel would have came through big for an LPL team. He would, of course, be requiring a ban. So, just a brief look at 15.3. I'm not getting into the nitty gritty, like I said. Comment down below with your thoughts on the patch. Like the video if you like it. Subscribe to the channel for daily League of Legends content. Follow me on Twitter. Join the Discord. Become a YouTube supporter. And hope to see you again tomorrow.